Hello, my listeners, and welcome to Spiritualism Thursday. This is your host, Veteran Mountain Man, and I'm coming to you today with a discussion on karma. Yes, that's right. The ever-loving, ever-faithful, ever-returning karma. So, many of you will say, well, karma is uniquely a Hindi idea or an East Asia idea of spiritualism. And I want to bring this forward that it really is not. India and East Asia may have given us the best name to use for the term karma, but it's always been something that has been in the forethoughts of most religions. And that is the idea that your works come back on you. Specifically, if you do good things, you will receive good things in return. If you do bad things will happen in return. And while the idea of karma is something that is multi-incarnation and follows you and can be blamed for some of your ills, I want to look at it from a slightly different perspective. I don't want to look at it as something to blame, but as a proactive measure to affect the way you behave. And in affecting the way you behave, it actually inspires the conservatistic lifestyle. Now, what does that mean? Well, so the idea of conservatism is the idea that you want to hold on to your ideas, your beliefs, your resources, and use them to full effect without being wasteful. You want them to be just and good and exactly what you need. Well, the idea of collectivism is that somebody else determines that. The idea of conservatism is you determine that. So, let's look at karma from a conservative idea here. If I go out and I volunteer my time, and I feed the poor, I've done good works. And in turn, positive karma will come back to me. Now, that could be getting the raise you wanted, that could be things happening the way you want, better crop from your garden. All of these things could be seen as good karma, or just the good feeling that inspires you to do good as well. And the idea that if I do good for somebody else, then they might do good for somebody else, and they might do good for somebody else, and I might slowly and surely be changing the world. That is also an aspect of karma in this instance, because it warms your heart and gives you a full feeling and makes you feel more complete as a spiritual being. Whereas if you commit hard, horrible actions, you steal from somebody without them knowing. The karma itself reinforces that negative emotional feedback loop that we get, where we feel guilty and we're upset. And if you've lost that mechanism, it means that you have committed so many bad acts to other people, or you look at other people as beneath you and deserving of those bad acts, that you have lost your moral center, and therefore are going to be subject to things such as harsh penalties by society, because society in and of itself inspires the conservative lifestyle through the incirculation of karma. This is why society has laws. It's because society had to make sure that everybody is at least not harming each other. And why the idea of enforcement of laws equally, not social justice, not gender equality, not race equality, because those are representative enforcements of law. Equally means that if you commit a crime, you receive a sentence. And that sentence is the same as anybody else committing that same crime. That is equal. Whether one portion of the population is committing that crime more often than another has nothing to do with equal justice under the law. So karma in and of itself interacts in that way. And if you allow your society group, your cultural group to lose focus on this, then they spin off into self-destructive behavior. So karma in and of itself is the inaction of conservatism. It wants you to conserve things in so much that it wants you to not be subjected to penalties which strip you of resources. They either strip you of self-worth, they strip you of time, they strip you of freedoms, they strip you of the availability to do things to provide for yourself and your family, and instead wants you to focus on good, positive things, being generous, helping those in need, doing what's right for your family, providing for your family, smiling, being polite, not wasting what you have. Because karma in and of itself interacts as that feedback loop. And part of that interaction is how you feel about yourself. Part of it is how society views you. And part of it is how the universe will treat you. So it's a multi-tiered system. And this is where some modern Wiccans and some classical pagans come up with the rule of 3. Everything you do comes back on you 3 times. It's not that it's going to be 3 times worse than what you did. It's that you're going to judge yourself, society is going to judge you, and the universe is going to judge you. And if what you're doing is good, then these judgments are positive. If what you're doing is bad or unwholesome, they will judge you negatively. So these ideas actually instill a conservationist concept and a conservative outlook. Well, that's all for Spiritual Thursday. Once again, if you'd like to discuss this, please leave comments below. You can reach me at minds.com/veteran mountain man. I am also on Vidme. That's vid.me/veteran mountain man. You can also find me at Patreon/veteran mountain man and on YouTube. However, on Patreon and Vidme, I have content that you will not find on YouTube. Please like, subscribe, follow. If you like what I'm doing here, leave feedback. If you want to discuss it in further detail, come on over to minds.com. I interact with all of my users and subscribers on almost a daily basis. Some days I'm out in the wilderness and I'm unavailable, but I come back and I start interacting again immediately. Thank you all and have a good day.